WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Set, red 83!
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim and my basketball guru, Mike Carlin, is back with us. Good morning, Mike Carlin.
Good morning, Billy. Good to be back.
And of course, you're back in the studio. Of course, last week we were on the boardwalk in Atlantic City in front of the Ocean Casino for the 10-miler and the 5K run, the 45th annual. That was a lot of fun. And now you get a chance to work with Nick Earnshaw. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Billy Schweim. Mike Carlin, great to have you in studio again.
Buddy. Good to be
We
back.
got to get Carlin. Listen, it's basketball time, and it's Mike Carlin.
You got to have the guru in here. Talk some Max Sports.
Carlin, give us a little. Yeah, give us a little background. You coached. You were up in Plymouth White Marsh,
Plymouth White
right?
Marsh, yeah.
You were a basketball
Played
coach
and-
up there.
and coached.
Played and coached, and you even coached Kobe Bryant, right?
Yes, I did in the summer league.
In the summer league. What kind of player was Kobe Bryant back as a youngster?
Unbelievable.
Right. He was
I mean,
the same drive to win back then
Yeah.
as he was in the pros.
That
Mambo, is it Mambo?
Mamba mentality.
Mentality.
A 30-second, I can tell you, wrap it all up in 30 seconds on Kobe. Junior year, between his junior and senior year, everybody's recruiting him. Is he going to North Carolina? Is he going to Duke? All that kind of stuff. And right then we knew he could go to the end. That's when the stars talk about the NBA. We had an all-star game in our gym. He played, scored 40-some points. Everybody leaves the gym. It's just him, his dad, guy named
Jelly Bean.
Alex, Jelly Bean, myself. There's four of us. He's on the other side of the floor.
Working out.
One-on-one. Just driving, shooting. This is 2 hours after the game. He never stops.
See, Nick, that's why great people that's how they become great.
Yep.
They don't just play the game and leave. They continue to work after the game's over.
They keep going. They
in
keep practicing.
In their private time.
Yep, and it's when nobody is watching. That's when the greats become the best because nobody knows that they're actually in there. Hard work. They don't see it. When you're not seen, that doesn't matter. It means you're putting in the work.
All right, now, Carlin, this is your time of year, man.
Love it.
Look, you see that when I walked in here, he had an ear-to-ear, you know what kind of eating grin?
Giant grin.
Big giant grin. You just look like this. You look like this is your. I know.
It.
Not only that, I know this is it for you.
This is it. It's 3 weeks long.
So I got a surprise for you because I knew you were going to be in here. We're going to be concentrating on basketball. Of course, last year I won my bracket, Nicky Earnshaw.
Yeah.
I took the ESPN poll bracket for $1,000 I won last year.
Good for you.
And I'm going to duplicate it this year.
Good for you. You're at the top of the standings at the moment, but it's still way early, Schweiners. Now you start, how you finish. All right, so settle down
That's
over
exactly right, Nick.
Carlin, I am in. What am I in? Second place, third place?
Who cares?
And Josh is right there too. Josh is right behind.
Josh is up there.
He'll fall because Josh gets too creative.
Carlin,
he tries to think outside the box.
Carlin and I are going to make our inroads towards the end of the tournament later on.
Talk to me Monday morning.
Carlin, so I knew I was having you in here, so I said I gotta get a big guest, someone that Carlin will really be able to sink his teeth in. So I went out and reached out to Fran Dunphy.
Wow.
We had Fran Dunphy on at 10:30. You know, he's had an illustrious career.
Unbelievable.
He's Mr. Big Five.
Mr. Big Five.
And if there's anybody we can, like I've had Gary Williams on my show before. Gary Williams coached with him. He's from Collingswood.
Yes.
The Collingswood Hall of Fame. We got something in common, Nick. But anyway.
There it is.
But Gary Williams, it's tournament time. So we had him on, I think, last year. And now we're going to talk with Coach Fran Dunphy, who just retired.
Just retired, but he's been to the tournament numerous
times.
With Penn, with Temple.
17 years with Penn.
Yep.
13 years with Temple. 3 years with LaSalle. He's won the Ivy League 10 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he went to the NCAAs 10 times with Penn, and he went to imagine this. Everybody looks at him as Penn. Temple, in my mind, he had a better career. He was only at Temple for 13 years.
Yeah, but it's
8 years went to the NCAA, 2 years went to NIT. It's 10 out of 13.
Right, but I think it's harder for a Ivy League school to go far in a tournament. And we like to see it. By the way, there are no more Cinderellas left in this tournament.
Yeah.
Remember 2 years ago we had St. Pete's on that run? We saw him in Atlantic City.
We saw him. We knew him.
At
We knew
the
the
Boardwalk
players.
Hall.
I want to add in there. Fran Dunphy's also the all-time Big Five wins leader as a head coach too. All-time wins. So that's pretty special. And he's had an illustrious career in the Big Five, coaching 3 of the schools. I mean, it's fantastic.
Nick, here's how I know. I've been around greatness before. Of course, I've been around you two fellas, but I've been around Wayne Gretzky. And there's a reason why Wayne Gretzky's the greatest of all time. He's a great person. He's like a regular guy.
That's how
Fran Dunphy's exactly the same way. And the story that I told you before, how I contacted him today, the way, because I was, see, with what I do, since I have to do it all on my own, you have to be a little persistent.
Absolutely.
But you don't want to be like too pushy. You don't want to be overboard, right? So there's a fine line between when you try to get a guest being too pushy. And so I text him one day, no response. I text him the other. So then the Thursday I texted just emojis, thumbs up to thumbs down. And he called me right back. I had shaving cream all over my face. And he says, what are you putting, like laughing about it? Like, what are you putting pressure on me? Like, you couldn't be a nicer guy.
Yeah, that's how he is. And, forget about being a great coach. A lot of people don't know what kind of player he was. Great player. We'll talk about that. But when you spend just 5 minutes with this guy, what really comes out is his character, his mannerism. He is just a down-to-earth great guy.
Yeah, he that's the way I received him yesterday, just talking to him on the phone.
When you have big-time coaches come into, like when I was at PW, we had John Salmons, who went to the NBA. Everybody wanted John. Okay, every practice we had a Roy Williams, a Bobby Knight. I mean, you name them, they were all there. They come in like they own the gym.
Right.
Fran was just as big as all of them, okay? He would come in as a gentleman and say, tell me when I can talk, when I can't talk, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you didn't even know he was in the gym sometimes, but that's how he came off. And, just like Jay Wright, maybe it's a Philadelphia thing. Jay was the same way when he was coaching, he'd come and recruit.
That's the difference between great and good. Like,
Yep.
Great people, great coaches, and we were blessed to have been able to watch him for as long as we did. You worked with him a little bit. I got a chance to enjoy him from afar.
He introduced me to college basketball. Watching Temple basketball when I was younger, that's how I got introduced to college ball, essentially. And, watch him growing up. I mean, I just thoroughly enjoyed watching him.
So you know what question we got to ask Coach? Like, the Big Five hasn't had a team go deep or even make the NCAA tournament in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Villanova. Right
That's
after
the last
Villanova,
day.
it died.
It died.
And when
So it's been 3
and when
years.
Villanova was going, they were the only ones going.
Yep.
We didn't have St.
Right.
Joe's, and St. Joe's made the run way in the early 2000s.
So we got to ask the coach about that.
No one from Temple, no one from LaSalle.
I'm
Penn.
looking forward to this interview.
Oh, it's
All right,
gonna
so
be
then-
great.
So much to ask.
That's
him.
at 10:30. Then at the top of the second hour, Mr. Negadelphia P.J. Corda is going to opine on Philly sports. Can't wait to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
But like
what he
Mike
has to say.
said, like right now, the only thing we can be negative about really is the Sixers and the Flyers.
Yeah.
Right?
We can if we
but-
choose
And-
to.
right, I was
Wait,
going to say,
wait,
Days here.
if
It's
we
like
want to
here.
talk about it, we're done talking about it. It's almost like this season's over.
Yeah,
for
but he's
us.
got to get it off his chest
Can
because
I-
we still have to be like hold the Sixers accountable. At least the Flyers tell the people they don't pee on their head and tell them it's raining. What do they say? Right? Like they say we're not going to be good for a little while. Be patient to the fan base. Fan base has been geared to not have any expectations. The Sixers, on the other hand, we all thought they were going to go. At least hope they were going to go deep in the playoffs.
Well, I did have to remind you like 8 times that. Remember, we had Keith Jones
Nick,
on.
you
Danny
even
Barrett.
thought- I even asked you to-
Not the Sixers. I'm talking about the Flyers. We'll get to the Sixers in a second. The Flyers, I had to remind you. Remember, Danny Briere and Keith Jones, we had them on this program, and they tempered expectations. They told us it's not going to be pretty next year.
Right.
Give us some time. We're in a rebuilding phase. The Sixers are just utter disaster. I mean, I don't think anyone saw this coming.
Because you thought they were going to be the next team in Philadelphia to win a championship.
Listen, sometimes you got to take the contrary side, all right? Because everyone's picking the Eagles, obviously. But I knew that because if I were to pick the Eagles, they wouldn't have won. I picked the Phillies, I picked the Sixers, and they didn't win. That's why I didn't say the Eagles. Because, and look what happened. We enjoyed a parade. We had fun. We went down to the Super Bowl, Radio Row. That's why we did it. But with the Sixers, can I say Quentin Grimes is the most aggravating good player I've ever seen?
Mark Grimes? Quentin Grimes.
Because he has been so good. I mean, he's dropping 45 a night, it feels like, and he's ruining the tank. He's ruining the tank.
He's ruining the tank.
Don't make it harder than
right.
it needs to be. It's
Carlin, they can't even tank right.
I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I know you're going to think I'm crazy.
They can't even tank right.
Listen, when you play 40 minutes a game, you should be scoring in the 30s. There's no one else who can score on the team.
Right.
He's taking all the shots. Okay,
but he's making it close, Carlin.
Tell me another team he'd play for. He'd start.
So it is the Saturday. It's March 22nd. It's Saturday, and we're going to have wall-to-wall basketball. So anybody that wants to join the locker room, we're going to be down. I'm going to be over at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill with Fran McLaughlin from the Philly Pretzel Factory. You know, Philly. You know what Fran said to me?
What'd he say?
Anybody that comes to sit with us, hang out with us, meet us, talk to us, he'll buy them drink. He'll buy them a couple drinks between 1 and 2. So come on down to the Bulldogs Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway. I'll be there from 1 to 2:30 watching some basketball, eating their chicken wings. And Fran's going to buy anybody that mentions the locker room, come meet us, say hi. He'll buy a couple drinks.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Carlin, you coming?
I may. I'm thinking about it. You're just telling me about it now.
We just found out.
I'm so jealous. I'm so
man.
jealous. I can't come.
The
can't
reason,
come today.
tell us why you can't come. Like this. So let me just say this. Anybody that's ever worked with the Schweiner has gone on to bigger and better things. This kid's on his way. Where are you working tonight?
I'm doing sideline for University of Penn Lacrosse on ESPN Plus.
He's going to be on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, so I'll be working the sidelines.
Let's go down to the sideline.
Yeah, let's go down to the side. You know, I used to do that for Channel 2.
Nicky Sidelines now.
They said, let's go down to
nickname.
Sacco Sud Sideline Report with Billy Schwein.
There you go.
Wilbur Montgomery was the color commentator, and Chuck Betzel was the play-by-play guy.
We brought that up when we interviewed
Wilbur. When we interviewed. And now listen, here's what you need to wear. You need to wear khaki pants, a tie. You have to have a tie.
I'm wearing a blazer.
You wear a blazer and a tie. You have to.
You have to blazer. Look good, come on, Schweiner. You know me.
And also have your program rolled up like Hank Stram.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun.
We got a great show lined up today. We got Mike Carlin in the house. We're going to be talking with recently retired head coach, famous head coach in Philadelphia, Fran Dunphy is going to join us at 10:30. You want to stick around for that. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing with the shortest Center City and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call right now, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN. Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
With GMF financing to qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's back! It's Bennett Chevy's most popular event, March Markdowns for the entire month of March. So get to Bennett right now for savings up to 20%. That's right, you get up to 20% off. That's because Bennett sells new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee price, plus gives you all the rebates. So get to Bennett Chevy now and save even more with available 0% financing. Looking for used? Bennett Chevy is South Jersey's largest certified dealer with great savings on every single one. And during March Markdowns, you'll get a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $10,000. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And our non-commissioned sales team is the best. They're paid on your satisfaction, not your budget and how much you spend. So everybody gets our famous no pressure, friendly, and helpful service. Together, let's drive during March Markdowns at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Hello, I am Scott, branch manager with Viking Pest. Viking is proud to have served our community for over 40 years. With offices throughout New Jersey, Viking provides pest control services from your home or business, inside or out. VikingPest.com to learn more.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, producer Nick Earnshaw, and Mike Carlin's back with us, my basketball guru. And Carlin, man, wall-to-wall basketball Thursday, wall-to-wall basketball Friday. I got a lot of basketball in. And then today we have it, and tomorrow.
12:10 today.
Wow.
All day long.
We're going to be at the Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill. I'll be there after the show. Fran McLaughlin from the Philly Pretzel Factory said, invite people down between 1 and 2. The drinks are on him. Can't be that.
No, you can't.
And from what I understand, the wings there are phenomenal. So I can't wait to get down to.
Have a couple flats for me, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. Bulldogs Sports Bar.
I love flats.
All right, Carl, we got some big games today.
Huge ones.
And but just let me tell them once again. Let me boast and brag a little bit. Nicky
Here we go again.
I won the bracket last year, and I'm in third place this year. Two people are tied for first, and I'm in second technically, but third overall.
It's like the first quarter.
Yeah, he's got an early lead. He's got an early lead.
Yeah, but guess what? I bet you if I look at my bracket now, I bet you all our picks are similar to that rest of the way.
Moving on.
Yeah, so that I can't go down.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see. Who's your Final Four? I can tell you right now. Who's your Final Four?
I'll tell you right. Let me tell you. Let me tell you my.
Garland's gonna let you know.
Well, I got 2 brackets. Number 1.
Yeah. I have like 8.
My Final Four: Michigan State, St. John's, Duke, and Houston are my Final Four.
Yeah, I have 3 out of 4 there.
All right, ready for this? My second pool, I have Auburn, St. John's, Duke, and Tennessee. One I have Duke winning, one I have St. John's winning.
So in my 97-3 one, I have Michigan State, St. John's,
Izzo, you like Izzo?
and Houston. Yeah,
I
that's my CBS one.
I told the intern one this morning. I said I love Michigan State. He gets them ready, and he plays. You play defense, you're always in it.
But I like 6 other brackets too. By the way,
Are you really? Nah,
Yeah, I joined
another
another one too.
I just did too.
But guys,
Carlin,
today
there's a game with a lot of hate in it today.
That's what I was going to say.
There's no place for hate here.
Listen, at 2:40, you should be watching TV.
I'm
St.
right.
John's versus Arkansas.
You interviewed Patino last year.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Was that 2 years ago?
It was a 3 now.
No.
Time's flying.
It's when they won the MAC.
Is that right? Was that 3 years
Excuse me.
ago?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And he was, I'm just going to say different. He wasn't Fran Dunphy. Even after a win.
No,
I mean, he's
got
different.
an ego about the size
But
of Mount Rushmore. Right?
Him playing Arkansas with Cap as the coach,
Right.
and those two are not.
They don't even like
They don't
each
like
other.
each other.
So
there will be a quick
Hatfields and the McCoys.
There will be a quick before that game tips off. There'll be a quick handshake. There'll be a smile like they like each other to walk away, and they're both.
Is it like
talking
Cheney
about each
versus Calipari?
Yeah. Remember that? I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
That's a legendary press conference. Legendary.
I love it, man. But we talked about this before, Nick. The games are so much more enjoyable for the fan when there's hate between either the players, the coaches, the towns, the owners, whatever. If there's like deep down hatred, like Dave Klemek always says, the Chiefs and the Raiders, they despise each other.
Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. I
Right?
mean, and it's we don't have rivalries as strong as they used to be.
Like
right?
Auburn, Alabama in football.
Yeah.
There's disdain there.
Yes.
Michigan State, Ohio
Michigan State, Ohio State.
College, I feel like it's still amplified. Pros, it's not as amplified as much anymore.
And I'll
But
tell
in
you,
college, yes.
A little bit. I lived in California, and 2 schools that everybody thinks they hate each other, but when you go to the game, they're all like drinking together. Is UCLA, USC?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
would
not
think
too
those
far from each other.
Miles, okay.
Yeah.
But it's not like Michigan, Ohio State. They hate each other.
Right. So, Carlin, give us a little preview of that game today, because those two teams. I mean, they're like St. John's. I got St. John's to win one of my pools, and I have both in the Final Four in my pool in my bracket. Do you think they have enough? What it takes to get to the Final Four? St. John's,
as long as no one gets hurt, because they only
So they don't have a deep
he only
bench.
plays 6 guys.
Right.
Yeah, maybe 7 guys. Like one guy
What
comes
makes
out to
him such a great coach? Because he does have an ego.
No, I'll
Is
tell
that
you what
part of it?
No, not so much. He can adapt. Okay. You have
He's a good game day coach.
He's a great, and he can change at halftime. You can go in with a whole game plan, and at halftime he'd say, "Throw it out the window. This is what we got to do to win this game."
Okay.
And the players love that because it looks like he's doing his homework. But he's played, Billy. He's played in. I mean, he's coached in the NBA. He's coached at high level. You know, whether you're at Kentucky, now at St. John's, Iona. He's been everywhere, and you pick up pieces from everywhere. But he's a great coach. But today that's a game that goes down to the wire.
How about Houston Gonzaga today at 8:40? That's another big game.
That's another,
because Gonzaga is always sneaky.
Now,
I've got Houston winning this game tonight. In my pool. Do you?
That's a close game.
How about you, Nick? You have winning that game?
Yeah, I got Houston.
Yeah.
That's a big game
But
tonight.
would I be surprised if Gonzaga won that game? No.
I wouldn't either.
Okay, not the way they looked the other day. And the other team to look out for that's going to be playing today is Creighton. Man, Creighton's flying under the radar. All the talk about, and I was one of them. The Big East was not a strong conference this year. And they went to the championship. And for the seed that they got for going to the championship, I think they have a little chip on their shoulder.
Okay, the other day I took, as a long shot, I took Colorado State, only for the simple reason my cousin went there.
Yeah.
I like their colors.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
that's what I didn't know too much about the team other than the fact that he liked them, so I said, I'll go with Colorado State.
Well, here's the thing, Bill. You won last year. It doesn't matter if you know anything about any of the games. You
That's
just
true.
pick
That's
random.
true. That's true.
I picked one of my brackets. I did take McNeese. I did take
did
them.
you really?
One of
Did
my
you
brackets.
really?
I did take them, and that's my best bracket in another group that I'm in. Not the ESPN one. Unfortunately, I didn't take it in that one, but you don't have to it's so crazy. That's why it's so great, because there's so many upsets, there's so many underdogs that will move on. It's like your bracket. I mean, no one's gonna get a perfect bracket.
Here's another game. Here's another game to watch, and I know you probably got your eye on it. Is that Auburn-Creighton game? Because
that's what I said. Creighton.
The Creighton. They surprise people all the time. They play great. I watched them the other day. They look great.
Auburn's really good.
And Auburn's defense they didn't look that good, did they?
No, they didn't. And Creighton shoots a lot of threes, so you're going to see them come out and they play a matchup zone when they don't want to play man. Their matchup zones is really good. They'll give Auburn a game, but I see Auburn winning that game by like 5 seconds.
Do you really? Do you really? So I have Auburn moving on.
Yeah, Auburn's going to win.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Craig pulled that one off, man.
And last week I gave you 2 sleepers. The one is still in it. BYU.
Yeah.
Watch BYU.
So I have Duke and Baylor made it to the next round. They play Sunday at 2:40. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's another game that the way Duke played the other night. Now they played Mount St. Mary's.
Flag's back. Played
22 minutes. And he looked great. He looked great.
He looked like he didn't miss anything.
The MAC champions, Mount St. Mary.
That's a shame. They didn't. I mean, they go up against Duke.
Yeah, they were one of the first 4. They won that game. That was a fun game to watch, Carlin.
But you know what? He walked off the floor.
Yeah.
With a smile on his face.
Yeah,
okay? And
in a great year.
These guys aren't stupid. Right? Okay, they know who they're playing.
Yep.
It was fun just to be. It was like we were watching a big fan of the show, Steph Gately from
Steph
FDU, and she walked off the floor. They played TSU down there, and at halftime it was like an 8-point game. She got blown out in the second half, but she walked off the floor smiling.
Yeah.
They know the real
Here's
deal.
the thing, Nick, real quick before we go to break, because we got Fran Dunphy coming up. I can't wait for this interview. You got to hit your 3-point shots in this tournament.
Yeah.
If you get hot at the right time, I don't care how great a defense you play. If you're hitting your threes, there's nothing people
It's a game of runs. It's a game of runs, especially in the tournament. So you got to hit your threes.
All right, stay tuned, because on the other side, we're going to talk with, he just retired, great, they call him Mr. Big Five for a reason, because he's all about basketball. Coach Fran Dunphy will be joining us on the other side. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about Las Scalas. We all love Las Scalas Beach House. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at Las Scalas. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LasScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with legendary Philadelphia Big Five coach Fran Dunphy. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Nick Earnshaw, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
At NJM Insurance, we're like a symphony. It all starts by doing the right thing. Add in dedicated reps. and put policyholders first. But no jingles or mascots because it's just not us. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-399-9898. 800-399-9898. Again, that's 800-399-9898.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. That means win or lose, every bet you place brings you closer to the type of perks only Caesars can offer. So download the app using promo code RADIODYW and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 10 bets. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $25,000 per bet. Prop boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. For terms, Caesars.com/promos. If you or someone has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, producer Nick Earnshaw, and my basketball guru Mike Carlin here on a Saturday morning. The tournament is in full swing, and, you know, we just lost a legendary coach for the Big Five. Mr. Big Five himself just retired, and I thought, you know, what a wonderful career he had, and I would love to have him on because our South Jersey listeners, I mean, he's a legend here in Philadelphia.
And not just a legend, he's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman. He's a regular guy. See, I told you about Wayne Gretzky. I had dinner with him. The great ones are regular people. They're regular guys. So let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room legendary Philadelphia basketball coach, college basketball coach, Fran Dunphy. Good morning, Fran.
Good morning, Bill. How are you guys?
So we heard you were at the Rolling Green Golf Club this morning, man.
It's a little too chilly for me. I'm a perfect weather golfer. If it's not perfect, I'm sorry.
Coach, first of all, I wanted to get you on to congratulate you on a wonderful career. 17 seasons as a head coach at Penn, then you went to Temple for 13, and then you finished up at your alma mater at LaSalle. You couldn't ask for a better career, and so we just wanted to congratulate you on that. But my first question to you is, I look at your resume, and I saw that you started your career off at Army, at the military academy at West Point. What did you learn there that stuck with you throughout your whole entire career?
Well, I was so fortunate, Bill. I got drafted in the Army after I graduated from LaSalle in 1970. And I was in the Army, and I had great duties. I was initially shooting 81 millimeter mortars, thinking that I was going to Vietnam, but they got me to play basketball for the Army, which was just amazing. Mike Krzyzewski being one of my teammates there in the all-Army basketball team. But eventually, Bobby Knight was leaving West Point to go to Indiana, and the next basketball coach after Bobby Knight was my high school coach, Dan Doherty.
Wow.
And he was instrumental in getting me to be his enlisted assistant at West Point in the season of 71-72. So first of all, I was so stinking lucky to get that opportunity. I learned from my high school basketball coach the recruiting process at Army, but it was, during the Vietnam era, it was not an easy place for people to decide to go to in 1971. But it was a phenomenal learning experience, and but what a beautiful guy Dan Doherty was, who was my high school coach, and he actually got me an opportunity to go to LaSalle. He was good friends with Joe Heyer, who was then the basketball coach at LaSalle, and they took a chance on me, and I'm forever grateful to LaSalle for doing so.
My brother-in-law, Johnny Brooks, he graduated West Point class of 71, retired as a full colonel. So I know that the type of person that goes to West Point, the intestinal fortitude. But there's been a lot of great coaches that have gone, like football and basketball. There's been a lot of great coaches that come out of West Point.
That's a good point. I mean, obviously, Krzyzewski has been the guy, and there was a guy named John Makovic who eventually became the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs back in the day. He was an assistant football coach at West Point when I was there, and a phenomenal guy. And so, yeah, West Point is one of those iconic places that if you ever got a chance to be there, just even visiting it is a tremendous experience. All those military academies are awesome, and they have such a brilliant mission that we all should actually revere, to be honest with you.
Hey, Coach, it's Mike Carlin from Plymouth White Marsh. We got to meet a couple of times when you were recruiting. I remember like Jalen Bond and a couple guys, and I always tell people, like, when we had John Salmons, we would have big time coaches, whether it's Bobby Knight or Roy, and you always stood out as the kind of guy that came into the gym and just knew to just stay to the side. Like when I tell Billy a complete gentleman, and I tell people who I know, you were one of those guys that always falls into that category. But the career that you had, as 17 seasons at Penn, 10 NCAA tournaments, 13 seasons at Temple, 8 NCAA tournaments, 2 NITs. I mean, it seems like your teams were in it almost every year. How do you see the difference between when you left Penn and you went to Temple? What was it like for the recruiting part of it and the next level of players that you had to go after? Is it fair to say
from Penn to Temple?
From Penn to Temple.
Yeah, it was the process was always the same. You're just looking for guys that are good basketball players, better people, and in Penn's case, obviously they had to have a level of academic support that would warrant the admission there. But the kids were just terrific to recruit. You're mentioning Jalen Bond. We tried to get him as an incoming freshman, but he went to Texas. But we were lucky to get him on the rebound. But so I coached Jalen Bond for 3 years. The 1 year he was ineligible because of transfer, but his last 2 years, just a tremendous guy to coach every single day. And that's what I ask these kids to do, is just be the same guy every day. Be a great teammate, work your butt off, and get your chance to play. And when you do the best you can with it. And Jalen was just a terrific guy to have around. And now, even though he can do a lot of things in his life, he's when he wants to coach, and he's up in Albany with one of our former assistants, Dwayne Killings, and he's doing great. Because he's a terrific guy. He gets it. He gets life. He gets how to treat people, and he's very respectful to everything and everybody. And one of my favorites, to be quite frank, he got hurt late in the year that we went to the NIT. We made it to New York, and he had cramps in his legs, and I think we could have beaten Miami that night had Jalen played the full 40, because that's what I would love to have played him that many minutes all the time, because he was a good person and a good player and a good guy. And to recruit guys like that makes this job so much easier.
Good. Also, I was with a former Penn starter and Big Five Hall of Famer who Bruce Lefkowitz. And he wanted me to make sure I said hello to you.
Yeah.
Okay. But the big question I really wanted to ask you was, can we talk about the idea of having a general manager now overseeing the basketball program, and how does that work with the head coach? Like, who's reporting? Is the head coach now reporting to the general manager, or is the general manager still letting the coach do his thing? How do you think that's going to work?
The general manager piece to this, as most programs have it, is he's helping to raise the monies that go to the NIL. And, it's obviously an amazingly different world that we have now today as compared to 10, 20, 50 years ago. The money is absolutely out there. It's something that, am I in favor of paying the players? Sure. I just think we're in a situation where it's free agency. There's no salary cap, and we don't have a lot of governance tell us what to do and how to do it. So the general manager piece is just, again, trying to bring together people that will support the program. But the head coach is certainly running the show. If the head coaches, and that's a world that I lived in for all these years, if you're not doing well, then the administration and the fans and the alums are asking you to maybe choose a different profession. You know that when you sign the papers to join. You know, if you're not doing well, you're going to catch the heat, and that's what you want. You want that. You want to give the credit. You want to take the blame. You don't want the blame going to the kids. Although at this point, when it gets out that they're making substantial monies, then you're treated like a professional athlete in many ways, because now you're accountable for your actions. Whereas when you weren't making anything, people would say, well, he's an amateur athlete. Well, the best players are no longer amateurs in the strictest sense of the word. They're getting paid. And again, I think it's a healthy thing if it's under control. We just don't have it under control here. I think we will eventually get to that spot where there will be some control. But right now, again, it's free agency, no salary cap, and nobody's really giving us a boilerplate as to how we can run the show here.
We're talking with legendary Big Five basketball coach Fran Dunphy. And Fran, you've worked with some great assistants over the years and great other coaches. Gary Williams, we had on last year. He's from my high school, Collingswood. We've had Gary Williams on. We see you worked with Speedy Morris. When you work with all these guys, these great coaches, do you take a little bit of what each one of them do to put them together and mold how you coach?
No question about it. You'd be foolish not to. I mean, for me with Gary Williams, what I learned most specifically was be ready every single time you hit that floor from 94 by 50, that dimensions of the court. You have to be more ready than the assistant coaches. You have to be more ready than the players. You have to instruct. And for the next 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and a half, however long your practices are. And that's a point I would like to make, it that by the end of the year, you're out there maybe an hour a day. You're protecting their legs and their bodies, and, do your work. And then you do a lot of work on film at the end of it. But really, Gary was just an amazing guy with being as prepared as anybody I've ever seen. It's one of the greatest fears I think coaches have when they go into a game. And that question that you ask yourself, is my team prepared? Are we ready? And that's my responsibility. So that's what I learned from Gary. And a guy like Speedy, you would see Speedy's demeanor on the court during the course of the game, and he was all over the place and taking his jacket off and all of those things. When you work with him, I coached against him when I was in high school. He was at Roman and I was coaching at Malvern Prep, and I'd see the outward persona at game time of Speedy, and then I went to work with him, and he never raised his voice in practice. He was very quiet and direct, and he had great stuff. I still ran, even to this past season, we were running stuff that I learned from Speedy against full court pressure. So you take a little bit of everything from everybody you work under, and you learn. And I'm still learning. I was learning from my assistant coaches this past year, and I learned from the players. Okay, what do you want to run at the end of a game? You're out there on the court. Let me know what you think is working. I don't care what we run. I care how we run it.
Right.
And but the actual X and O, that's there's a lot of good ways to get into your offense. The best part of that is making a good decision by the player on a pass, on a shot, knowing where his teammates like to have the ball. All of those things are more important than the actual X and O.
Hey, Coach, it's Nick Earnshaw. I wanted to ask you, you started your career at LaSalle as a player. You get to end it at LaSalle as the head coach. I mean, just talk to me about how fulfilling that is to end your career at your alma mater.
Well, back in 1966, when I first entered LaSalle, if you said to me, you'll be the head coach ending in year 2015 at LaSalle, I'd say you're absolutely out of your mind. There's no way. But I never could have predicted that I would be coaching in the city of Philadelphia for as long as I did at three great institutions, and never having to move my family or my house. And it's just a remarkable opportunity I had, and I'm so grateful for it every single day. And again, LaSalle gave me a chance so many years ago. And isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what you want for your children? Somebody to give them a chance. And LaSalle did that. They put their arms around me and said, we're going to keep you safe for the next 4 years while you're in school. And who knows, we may even want you back later on. And I had 2 tours of duty as an assistant coach. The first one with Lefty Irvin, and then the second one with lefties last year and Speedy's first 2 years. So I was just really with great people, wonderful opportunity, and again, I couldn't be more grateful for my good fortune.
Two-time Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year, two-time AAC Coach of the Year. Coach, we wish we had more time to spend with you, but we just wanted to get you on to congratulate you on a wonderful career, and thanks for the memories. I mean, just watching you coach made me feel at home, actually. I got to be honest with you. But once again, congratulations, and thank you so much for coming on the show today.
My pleasure, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, and hope all is well. Hope the rest of the show is awesome.
It will be, Coach. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again. There he is, Coach Fran Dunphy on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Mike, he's just a...
but we just didn't have time to get it. But
I know, such a regular guy, such a nice guy.
And everybody knows him as a coach, but as a player...
Right.
I mean, they were his first year, they were 23-1. He ended number 2 in the nation. Number 2 in the nation.
He played with Tom Gold. He played for Tom
coached,
Gold, right?
Yeah, the coach was Tom Gold.
Yeah.
And he scored 18 points a game. I mean, he was a player.
That's unbelievable. And how about he was telling us about his military service?
Yeah.
Is that like in 71, man? I don't think the draft stopped until 72 with the Vietnam War, right, Mike?
He's the 34th best coach for wins in all NCAA. And 34 may seem like high. There's a lot of coaches.
No. Can you think about this? 34 coaches all time?
Yeah. I mean, really quick, Danny Crum.
He's a legend here. He's a gem.
More wins than Danny Crum. Bobby
Danny Crum.
Bobby Crum. Jerry, the
Tarkanian.
Dr. Tom Davis.
The towel biter.
Stuff. All these guys you hear about, he's better than. He's got more wins than all of them.
Unbelievable, and he just retired, and congratulations.
Great guy.
What a career.
All right.
Gentlemen.
The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional. And that doesn't even count, all the work that he did with coaches for cancer.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll start that.
Yeah,
first
hour.
I was just thinking we left that out. I mean, that's an important part of what he did.
Absolutely.
How much money
to the community.
Right.
What he did for the community.
First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they'll have private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Nick Earnshaw, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Go get your game on at the Gallery Bar, Book, and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery, go to Fanatic Sportsbook, and go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nick Earnshaw, Mike Carlin. Of course, we just had legendary Big Five coach on, Fran Dunphy, and just listening to him talk about some of the people that he worked with, Mike, and some of the stories. Just imagine if we had more time to talk with Coach Fran Dunphy.
All day long. And all the players that he had, whether it was Penn, Temple, the best story I wanted to ask him, we just didn't have time. If you had to give me your starting five from the 3 schools, what would it be?
That'd be a tough one for him to answer.
We could have done like 2 hours with
I was going to say.
That's what I mean. Easy.
All 2 hours.
Easy.
The tournament continues today. We're going to be down at Bulldogs Sports Bar and Grill. Fran McLaughlin from the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Anybody comes down and hangs out with the locker room, he's going to buy him drinks.
That's unbelievable.
Just had to
From
do
1
it
to
today.
2.
He just had to do it today.
He just had to do it today. See, Nick Earnshaw, anybody that's ever been a part of the locker room with Billy Schweim, these young cats that we get in here,
they move on.
They move on to bigger, and they're like going to the top.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you are. Well, you're not.
Off.
You're darn right. You're not going anywhere. You're sticking with me. I'm not going to let you leave. But you are. No, seriously. We had Lindsay Mopper. She was with CBS Buffalo, right? We had a couple other people that I don't want to mention right now, but just going to the top.
I appreciate it. Thank
you. Keep it up.
I appreciate it. I will. Tune in tonight. Tune in.
But some great games. We were talking about it earlier.
So what time's that Kansas or
St. John's
game today?
The St. John's game's at 2:40.
2:40
against Arkansas.
Right in the afternoon. I'll be able to catch some of that.
Yep.
That'll be fun. That's going to be a good one. You want to see that game. Definitely.
There's two number ones that could go down today. Two number ones, Bill. Okay. You ready? I think if Creighton goes down to the wire, they won't be scared with a minute left to take the big shot to win. So I have Creighton maybe beating Auburn if they're going to get down, and watch Gonzaga.
Yeah, watch Gonzaga. So just hypothetically, if Creighton beats Auburn, because I got Auburn going all the way to the Final Four.
Me too.
That would really put a monkey wrench in my thing. That would pretty much kill me.
You don't have them winning, though.
No, but I got them going to the Final Four.
Yeah, that's hard.
But after seeing them play the other day with their defense, I was not impressed with Auburn.
That's the first
Alabama
game.
Doesn't look that good.
Correct.
Right?
They had trouble.
They were like – the SEC had 14 teams in the tournament.
Yeah, I know. And Alabama had trouble in that first game. They ended up pulling away at the end, but it's something to watch for, definitely, as it goes on. And I hope it destroys your bracket, Billy, because I can't have you at the top.
So I went with one big upset. Yeah, I took Yale over Texas A&M.
Ooh.
I just thought, always get I always like to see the Ivy League do well.
True, but Yale was a team that a lot of people were talking about. A lot of pundits were talking about Yale to take them as an upset. I believe it was in the 70% of brackets. Yale was one of the top upsets taken this year, I think, according to ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Yale. Everyone thought I took them in a bunch of brackets, and they just couldn't pull it out.
I've got Wisconsin beating BYU today.
Ooh, see, that's my sleeper team.
Is that your sleeper team,
BYU?
BYU?
I like Iowa State and BYU to win games they're not really supposed to.
Carlin likes BYU.
Yeah, I do.
Because my matchup in that region, which is the south or east region, it is Wisconsin and Alabama. That's what I have. What do you have in that part? Can you?
I got 8 brackets up right now.
All right, well, just do just for our purposes today. Use the ESPN one.
Where are you talking about?
The East.
Oh, in the East.
The bottom one. It says I have Wisconsin playing Alabama. So BYU at Wisconsin today at 7:45, and then Sunday you got St. Mary's at Alabama.
I picked St. Mary's in that game over Vandy.
I have Alabama winning and BYU winning, and then Alabama beating BYU.
Okay. See,
so many great games.
So many great games. It's gonna be. It's fun to. It's just fun. You got to get the chicken wings going.
The flats. No. You got to be specific, Billy. The flats.
How about some mozzarella sticks?
Oh, yeah. Go down to Bulldog today.
I'm going to Bulldog.
Cheesesteak egg rolls.
Cheesesteak egg rolls.
Cheesesteak egg rolls.
Killing me.
What is it?
You're killing me.
Why is football tournament time always associated with food?
Basketball? Basketball
associated with food.
Because everything's
football
associated
is,
with
too,
food.
Yeah. I think the only thing it is even a little bit of baseball. No one talks about food when it's hockey.
No. They just talk about beer.
No one talks
beer
about
and hockey.
Let's go here and eat and watch the hockey game. No one talks like that.
No.
Baseball, it's like, hey, you get burgers. We're going to do
got dogs.
We'll put burgers and dogs on the grill.
Football, basketball, it's all about food, but not hockey.
My daughter said she wants to go. Dad, take me to opening day at the Citizens Bank.
You went through every stadium.
Turn her into a little sports fan.
Yeah.
Of course.
I wonder what the tickets are going for right now for the Sixers game.
$5, right? $2 with Nicky Nosebleed.
I'm protesting. I'm not going to
I'd be giving them away.
I'm not going.
I know.
I'm done.
Rip people off with parking and they're going to buy food. Just give them free tickets.
You're paying more for the parking than the ticket.
Yeah. I know.
To this day, I can't stand Josh Harris. I'll never. I don't know. I'm done with him.
The commies owner.
I'm done with him.
Sick of him.
Flyers. How long's we're 2 years away from 2 years away.
Just be patient, would you? Temper your expectations over there, Schweiner.
I can't help it. You as a competitor, you want to win all the time.
Phillies, we got to start. It's
the
Phillies.
fighting.
Start getting excited.
All right, on the other side, we'll talk with Mr. Negadelphia P.J. Corda, brought to you by the Galloway Pool Service. A whole lot more on the other side. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, producer Nick Earnshaw, my basketball guru Mike Carlin. It's The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. That means win or lose, every bet you place brings you closer to the type of perks only Caesars can offer. So download the app using promo code RADIODYW and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 10 bets. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $25,000 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. For terms, Caesars.com/promos. If you or someone has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's back! It's Bennett Chevy's most popular event, March Markdowns for the entire month of March. So get to Bennett right now for savings up to 20%. That's right, you get up to 20% off. That's because Bennett sells new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee price, plus gives you all the rebates. So get to Bennett Chevy now and save even more with available 0% financing. Looking for used? Bennett Chevy is South Jersey's largest certified dealer with great savings on every single one. And during March Markdowns, you'll get a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $10,000. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And our non-commissioned sales team is the best. They're paid on your satisfaction, not your budget and how much you spend. So everybody gets our famous no pressure, friendly, and helpful service. Together, let's drive during March Markdowns at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
The 80s Rock Tour, featuring hits from Foreigner, Journey, and Asia, is coming to Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City on May 16th. Relive the glory days with legendary artists Lou Gramm, Steve Augeri, and John Payne, performing all of their hits, including I Want to Know What Love Is and Don't Stop Believing. Tickets are available at theoceanac.com. Don't miss out on the ultimate 80s rock experience at Ocean Casino Resort. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw, and of course Mike Carlin's with us today, back in the studio for the first time in a while. But it's basketball time, and Carlin, we had a nice conversation with legendary coach, Mr. Big Five, Fran Dunphy, and it's tournament time, and there's wall-to-wall basketball. We'll be down at Bulldogs Sports Bar and Grill today. Come on down, and Fran McLaughlin from the Philly Pretzel Factory will be there buying everybody drinks that come down and say that listen to the locker room. He'll buy a couple of drinks between 1 and 2.
How about that? That's got to be a lot of fun. And if you're getting wings, you got to go flats only. I'm just saying.
I'm going to get both. All right, now it's time.
Okay.
We look forward to this segment each and every Saturday because you know what? This Philadelphia fan, he's by and large negative, mostly negative.
Usually.
But guess what? I don't know. We get away from that is the negative because a couple of weeks ago we had to call him Mr. Positive.
I know. We named him that because he was just so positive.
But he can go back to being a negative because of the Flyers and Sixers.
Absolutely, and the Phillies to an extent.
Really, Ranger Suarez. We'll talk about that with him.
Yep.
All right, without any further ado, now it's time for Mr. Negadelphia P.J. Corda, sponsored by the Galloway Pool Service. Not happy with your pool, people? Call the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. They've been in business for over 30 years, covering all of South Jersey. Ask for Dragon. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you. That's the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room Mr. Negadelphia P.J. Corda. PJ, you're not wearing your Phillies gear. You got the Eagle stuff on. I see that.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen, I went to a Phillies game last week. We played the Yankees, and it was bad. No, I understand it's spring training. These were all different things they're trying out, but it was rough walking out of that stadium.
And then we get news the other day that Ranger Suarez is going to be he's hurt again, like with a lower back stiffness. I mean, why didn't they do anything to deal with this in the offseason?
I think it's just going to be one of those recurring things. Hopefully, we can get him through this year, and and get some good pitching out of him without him blowing out his back. But
I walked into the to a store today on the way in, and two guys were walking out. They saw my jersey and they said, "Yo, where'd you get that? I love it." I said, "I always wear it. I said I wear it all the time."
Custom jerseys, baby. You know what I mean? South Jersey.
Mr. Negadelphia, I had to take mine off because there's a lot of hot air in here. You know, when Billy's talking, Carlin's talking, a lot of hot air going on in this studio. It is a locker room feeling here. I mean, to say the least. For the audience out there, it feels like a locker room.
It is hot in here, though.
I was going to say, it's warm.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of hot air.
Carlin's head is all red. Mr. Negadelphia, you're sporting the Eagles stuff. But before we get to the Eagles, I mean, you threw me for a loop. I thought you'd be in Phillies gear.
Well, no. You know what? Listen, I honestly, this week I was watching a lot of basketball, obviously. I don't normally watch basketball for college. You know what I mean?
Tournament time you do, right?
The tournament, March, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
This is when I jump in. I don't know a lot about the teams, but I get in all the brackets. I was disappointed because we don't have any Philadelphia teams here. Once, you know what I'm saying? So that was a little, shocked. I thought at least Nova, one of the teams. I don't know until March comes that we're not going to be in it. And then it's just disappointing. So it was just like, oh, no, none of us, none of the guys made it this year. But I did notice something else, and I'm hoping you guys can help me out with, right? I was watching the games, and I noticed that all the games are lower scoring, right? Now, I know that we get 8 extra minutes in the NBA. I understand that. But how come they're 50, 60 points less than a lot of the outcomes on the NBA games?
That's a question for Carlin.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious of why that is. That
very simple. Very simple. You know why?
Yeah.
Because they play defense.
And that's
the NBA is all about offense, and the NBA is all about money. The more you score, the more money you make. So everybody wants to score 30 points a game, 40 points a game.
And I couldn't agree with more. When I'm watching the games, it felt like I was watching a totally different sport than when I watched the 76ers because the level of effort from these kids out there, running around, hustling, there's not a second, even when they're down. I mean, I watched the Florida game. These kids are down 30 points. They're going to lose this game, okay? They were going to lose. There's no way these kids were going to win. But they didn't stop until the last second. They hustled to every ball. It was – I actually enjoyed watching.
That's why the tournament's that's why it's such a successful tournament. It's great. It's great to watch.
It's awesome. That's why they say it's one and done.
Yeah.
It's one and done. Doesn't matter what your rankings in, what your numbers are. It's one and done. And you'll see teams that pick up players all over the court, or they come down, they're playing man to man. The next time down, they're playing zone. You don't see that in the NBA. So it really has to just do with defense.
Yeah,
and if it's the suicide pool, like one and done, it makes and then of course when you get a Cinderella run, the whole nation gets behind the team.
Absolutely, man. Everybody loves an underdog. Absolutely.
I'm glad you invoked teams not making it or being knocked out, and then you said Sixers, and it made me think. I wanted to bring this up with you, Mr. Negadelphia, and. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, you can go and watch at Locker Room 973, okay? And it says on his moniker, under Mr. Negadelphia's name, let's shoot for last place. Well, the Sixers are doing that, Mr. Negadelphia. I don't know if you saw, Paul George has been shut down for the season. Now, I want to get your thoughts. He quit his podcast to go win a championship, and now he's shut down for the season. I got to know, Mr. Negadelphia, what did you make of Paul George being shut down for the year after retiring from Podcast P?
Listen, the disconnect here, obviously, what's going on with the team and where they're at. I mean, it's wild to think that, and I hate saying this, but at this point, it's over, right? We got to play for picks now. We're not playing basketball. We're playing for next year and the year after. We got to hope that we get a really nice doctor that will, pronounce
a really nice doctor.
We got to get a doc in there that says that Embiid we don't have to pay out his contract. Let's the insurance company cover half of it or something. Get us out of that situation. We use some of that money to get some younger players coming up. That's what we got to do. You know what
I mean? I want to throw this at you too, because Quentin Grimes, I mean, what a pickup. I'll give Daryl Morey credit on that one. If the guy's dropping 45 a night, they can't even tank right. He is the most frustrating good player I've seen on this team in a long time, because they're supposed to be losing games, not keeping it close, not sending it to overtime. They got to be losing games right here, Mr. Negadelphia. Maybe we should sit out Quentin Grimes too.
Hey, listen, the last thing we want to see is that kid get hurt. All right, we get an injury because he's over there hustling around. To what? To come in third to last this year? What are we doing? What are we doing? We should, let's be smart about this. It was kind of like when Embiid got hurt and they let him play when we were up 30 points. It's the same type of coaching here. It's like, if you got some talent, let's keep him on the sidelines right now.
Well, I'll add in, they are under investigation by the NBA, so they got to keep it close. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only reason why. They got to keep it close.
Listen, they can investigate all they want. We're a bad team. We can lose on our own, all right? We know how to
they can. And if Bill, you remember last week, Nick wasn't with us, but Josh was there. I told you George was going to be shut down.
Yeah,
and like 2 days later, it happened. Listen, the one player they should be shutting down is Maxey. There's no reason for it, but they can't do it. Like Nick, you just said, the NBA would step in and say, no, you can't do that. But if I'm Maxey, why am I going crazy on this team, taking a chance?
You could pull a hamstring. He's stretching it out. Let him,
Something.
Let him sit on the sideline. People get injured in this game all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we can get him on the sidelines. I'm sure there's a way we could do that. You know what I mean?
But we do need to land where we get at least the 6th pick.
Well, the Sixers are 23 and 47.
Bill,
they're 13th place in the East.
Yeah, it don't matter. But you want to be,
so they're like tops. They're 6 right now.
You don't want to, right? You don't, but you want them to end 6 or worse.
Or worse, right?
Okay?
Right.
Because it's a protected pick for Oklahoma.
Right.
Okay, you don't want to give that pick to Oklahoma.
No.
You want that pick.
So you need to be 6 or worse.
Yeah.
Right.
And right now they should be.
Well, this Grimesy guy, he keeps scoring.
Yeah. Well,
and with
him too.
Listen,
40 minutes. You can minimize some of his time out there. The NBA can't make us play him for 40 minutes every game. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm looking at the crystal ball, ready for next year's team, no Embiid, and this time next year, after a year of sitting out, that's what you have to do.
Right.
They'll announce he's getting the medical retirement.
Right.
Okay. So he gets all his money.
It's a big prediction.
He gets all his money, and then the team gets a little break on the cap. George will be gone this summer,
right?
Because he'll know ahead of time he's not
he's
coming
done.
back, and then you're back. We're back to starting over with Maxey.
We're talking with Mr. Negadelphia P.J. Corda, as we do each and every Saturday. P.J., let's talk about the Eagles since you're all eagled up.
I put this on in celebration for the Giants getting James Winston. I'm excited for our secondary. You know what I'm saying? He's going to start
have him.
And we're going to take it to him.
Jameis Winston.
I'm glad you bring that up, because we have a Giants fan sitting behind me.
By the way, Nick, I had to bring that to your attention.
I know.
I'm sitting here watching you brought an intern in, and he's got a Giants helmet on his sweatshirt. I go, I said, where are you from? He said he's from Toms River, which is like the borderline. That's like the people to the Toms River to the north are all Giants, New York fans. People Toms River and south, mostly are Eagles fans. This guy's wearing Giants gear. I said, what? He said he's Giants.
Yeah,
Giants,
the North Jersey guy.
Giants, Yankees, Knicks, and Rangers.
Yeah. He's all New York.
It's all New York. Listen, he's sticking with his team, but thanks for Saquon. I told Greg Mazzo from Rowan University.
And now we just got a Dory Jackson. Thank you for him, because
Aziz Al-Jawari.
I think he's gonna. You watch all these Giants are coming down here now.
Yeah, no, we'll take them too. We'll take all the good ones. Yeah. Good thing.
Hey, I got a serious question for the Eagles, for all of you, okay? In the last 2 years, we've lost now Kelsey, you've lost Cox, and now you just lost Graham. Who's going to be the leader in the locker room talking moving forward? Who's left?
Lane Johnson.
Yeah, I think Reed Blankenship. I think Reed Blankenship will take a step up.
You think Reed stepping up?
I think Nolan Smith is going to slide into that Brandon Graham type of role. They're younger.
If the Kobe Dean plays,
Zach Bond,
he'll be a leader of the defense.
So far, I like the one name. I like Lane.
Lane Johnson.
I like Lane there.
Of course. How about our quarterback, Jalen Hurts?
He's quiet. He's not going to change.
But he leads by example.
Okay, but I want someone in the locker room who's going to kick ass at halftime.
So you want a boisterous leader?
Yeah, I need someone that's going to say, guys,
Nolan
let's
Smith
get together.
I think Nolan Smith will be that boisterous leader.
Saquon's a leader. People
True.
like his attitude is. He's got a good policy. You know what I mean? He's had a good influence there. You know.
So we got Aziz Ojulari.
Ojulari.
Where's he from again? New England? Where'd he come in from? What's wrong?
South Africa.
Oh, that's great.
Where's no? Who did he play for before?
He was with the Giants before.
The Giants.
Yes.
He's a Giant. We're taking all these Giants.
We'll take them. You know, if we can put them to good use, you know what I mean? We'll take them.
When you coming back from Florida, PJ?
You know, I got a wedding in May, so I got to get up there at least by May. So I'll be up here soon. I'll be up there and just got to warm up. It's still cold there.
Hey, PJ, I'll be in Florida Monday. I'll be on the other coast. I'm on the East Coast.
PJ, the Phillies.
You'll enjoy it, brother. It's nice weather, man. You're going to enjoy it.
The Phillies have 3 spring training games left. They open up
Thursday,
the 27th, against the Washington Nationals. And I'm looking at the players new to the team: Max Kepler, Luzardo, Romano. They've got Buddy Kennedy might make it. Now, he's been around, but he might make the roster. Not too many big improvements. Can this team compete? Can this team? I mean, it's World Series or bust, right? Would you say with this team?
100%. I mean, listen, we had a good team last year, right? You saw what we did at the beginning of the season. We came out real strong. If it takes us a little bit longer to get warmed up and everything, it's all about getting that churning at the same time at the right time. So at the end of the season, we got to be on all full cylinders, you know.
All right, let's hope so, because if Bohm doesn't get off to a hot start, I'm going to be calling for him to get a haircut.
Oh, here we go.
That's right.
Billy, you know what it comes down to this year? With the Phillies, what it comes down to, and you call this old school thinking?
Right.
I'll bet on our starting pitching in October.
Okay.
And the Phillies might be the only team that can go up against the Dodgers with their pitching.
I agree to that.
Come down to.
I agree to that. Our pitching staff is 1-1A. Yeah. Wouldn't you say?
If no one gets hurt, and you may have Painter come out of the bullpen at that in October.
He might be taking over for Ranger by by midway.
That's the only way. And the other team you have to watch out for that last year got off and then dropped, Atlanta always scares me.
Yeah, I know. They're always good.
If they stay healthy, Atlanta always a team to watch.
On the negative meter, where was he today, Nick?
Like a 5.5, 6. I think 5.5, 6. I'll give
He's
him
still best. Look at he's got a big smile on his face. He's got Eagles gear on.
Look,
won the Super Bowl.
Where's your Jalen Hurts jersey?
Yeah, where the Hurts jerseys, man?
You know what? I want you to know something. I ordered them online, but they make me pick them up at the store. So I was going to send my buddy Chuck to pick them up.
We love Chuck.
Yeah. I was like, I can't believe, so when I fly up there, I will make sure I get you guys.
We'll get you to the studio.
I want him to be wearing it. When I see Negadelphia in a Jalen Hurts jersey.
No, here's the deal. Guess what? All next season, every single day. I mean, I wear this. But if we get those Jalen Hurts, because he was a Super Bowl MVP.
And who was on the Jalen Hurts train the entire season? I'm just saying.
All right, PJ, as always, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything you do, and we'll talk to you next Saturday. And by the way, real quick, if you are playing the pool, you know he's going to win.
Yeah.
Just don't cash in at the Hard Rock.
That's right.
All right, PJ, thanks.
Take it easy, boys.
There he is, Mr. Negadelphia P.J. Corda, sponsored by the Galloway Pool Service. Not happy with your pool, people? Call the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. They've been in business for over 30 years, covering all South Jersey. Ask for Dragon. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you. That's the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Let me tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann & Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann & Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call today, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN. Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. All tournament long, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Score a huge three-pointer this month during the Matt Blatt Kia Gladness Sale. 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, or low 1.9% financing for 60 months on every new Kia Sportage and Sorento SUV in stock. Here's a steal. Get up to $5,000 more than Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. Toward the purchase of any new 2024 Kia with no payments till June. How about a 3-point play? 0 down, 0 payments until June on over 1,100 new Kias in stock, or low 1.9% financing for 60 months, plus 120% more for your trade. It's Gladness, baby, at Matt Blatt Kia in Abington, Egg Harbor Township, and Toms River, or right to your front door.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, $1,389 per thousand financed. Not all will qualify. Credit may affect down payments. Offers can't be combined. Trade less miles and dealer recon on new 2024 Kia purchase. Go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details, or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 4/4/25. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw, Mike Carlin with us today. It's March Madness is in full swing. And how about last night's news that George Foreman passed away? And he passed away at the age of 76. And I remember George Foreman when he went against Muhammad Ali in his younger days. And Muhammad Ali, that's when heavyweight boxing was like in the pinnacle of boxing. I mean, it was like they had so many great heavyweights.
It was an event that you knew that was coming up months ahead, and you still talked about it.
Yeah.
It just got bigger.
Joe
and bigger.
Frazier, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norton.
That's the name I was going to say. When you were talking about
Lennox Lewis, I mean, they just
George
had
Foreman dying.
Yeah.
I remember an interview with Muhammad Ali, and he would never give props to anybody.
Right.
But he literally said there's two guys that I still to this day remember their punching, and it was George Foreman and Ken Norton.
Ken Norton.
He
And
said
then
both of them could hit.
He comes back years later. He goes away from boxing for a little while. Then he comes back. You know, he's a lot older looking.
Yep.
He's more round, but he's got a bald head. And he gets back in the ring at later on in life, and he makes a run.
George Foreman grill.
The grill? Did you ever get the grill?
That's where he made all his money.
Yep.
Forget the boxing.
Didn't he have all of his kids named George or something?
George 1, George 2.
George 1, George 2, King George. We send our condolences to
Absolutely.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, I was introduced to him through the grill. That's how I
was
know
that right?
when I was growing up. Yeah, and then I was like, I didn't know he was a boxer. I learned that later. Which is pretty funny. Condolences.
The condolences. The Philadelphia Eagles, they've been busy. I'm putting my trust in the Howie because he's earned it.
Mm-hmm.
He's earned my trust, just like Jalen Hurts. When Negadelphia gets us those jerseys, I'll put the Jalen Hurts jersey on. I'm not going to rip him next year, even if he comes out because Brandon Graham just retired.
He did.
All right, BJ, is he like trying to think about this? Is he one of the best Eagles ever to play here?
Yeah, absolutely. Ring of Honor. They're going to retire his
most
number.
Games.
Yeah.
They're going to retire his number?
I believe so. 55. Remember, he was a different number earlier on in his career.
They have to?
Early
he was
on
54.
Yep, and he switched over to 55. So I think they'll probably retire 55 for him. That's one number that's going to be retired soon. And 62 should probably be retired.
Probably will.
And then number 9's just sitting there.
So the backup quarterback who caught lightning in a bottle. Great story. I love Nick Foles, but he shouldn't have his number retired.
You know, my father had an event this week, and he was at the casino right next door to the stadium. And they have his jersey, number 9's hanging in the casino next door to the stadium. I'm just saying. If they're hanging his jersey, they haven't given the number out for years since he left. They're kind of holding it back. He just retired now, so now they have an opportunity to retire his number. I mean, you go around. Nick Foles jerseys are still so popular. You see
because
number
they
9
won.
Nick Foles.
All right, but now that we just won another,
retire it.
Nick, we just won another Super Bowl with number
first.
1.
Wasn't the first one.
What do you think, Carlin?
I'm not a big fan of Nick. I'm really not.
What? He won he's going to go down in Philadelphia lore because he won the first Super Bowl ever in a backup role.
In a magical
what are the
run.
Philadelphia fans like? We love the underdog. We love the backup.
He was in the right place at the right time.
Yes,
but
he was.
I'm not going to give him the Ring of Honor for that.
No.
He beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
That's
He also
caught lightning
had
in a bottle.
7 touchdowns in one game, tied the NFL record, most in Eagles history. Like, this guy, you can't give that number to anybody else. I'm sorry.
So after Jalen Hurts retires, we can't have 1, and then 62, and then 55. I mean, eventually there could be any numbers to give out.
They only retired, I believe, 9 numbers. So there's plenty of numbers to go around here. There's plenty of them to go around here.
I'm old school.
Yeah, me too.
Retire it.
These young cats.
What? It's a special circumstance.
You remember like all the Eagles
They
greats that
never
came
won
before.
since 1960. You guys should know better than that.
Chuck Bednarik.
Tim
Brown.
You don't think Nick Foles is an all-time Eagle? You're going to tell me, sit me right now.
He's an all-time Eagle. Should have his number retired.
Why?
Because he caught lightning. He was a backup quarterback that caught lightning in a bottle
and won the Super Bowl.
But his body of work.
The first one in Eagles
when I want to retire
history.
somebody's number, it's the complete body of work.
That's fine. This is a special circumstance.
Longevity, greatness. In winning championships.
There's always an exception to the rule. There's always an exception to the rule.
I'm not making an exception for this.
I think there should
just like
totally be an exception.
Because guys like Nick, the Hall of Fame, all the Hall of Fames have been watered down.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey, you're going to include everybody. Everybody gets a trophy when it's done.
Wow. That's coming. Wow, that's crazy.
Everybody gets a trophy with that.
No. Nick Foles' number should be retired. He was the quarterback in the first Super Bowl in franchise history, one of the greatest runs, was an underdog in every single game in that postseason. Also has 7 touchdowns in one game, tied an NFL record, all-time Eagles record. Guy should have his number retired. Everyone remembers number 9 as Nick Foles.
Everybody gets a trophy.
No, not at all.
Who was, now let's see if you guys remember it, who was the quarterback that won it for Tampa Bay when they won it? And he really wasn't a good quarterback. But they won the Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
The argument I always hear is the Trent Dilfer argument.
He was with Baltimore.
Everyone says that.
Who was the quarterback? Who was the quarterback for Tampa? Nick, there you go.
And my point is this.
Don't look at your phone.
You go to a Tampa Bay game.
I forget who it was.
They didn't retire that guy's number.
Nick Foles is one of the most iconic play in Philly.
See, that's a good point. If you go down to Tampa Bay and ask, like, in another 5 years, say you go to another Philadelphia city, who won the Eagles' first Super Bowl? Everybody would be scratching their head like,
no, they would not.
Bay.
No, they would not.
You can't. Who won it?
Not in this town. In this town,
I didn't say in this town.
He said outside.
I said you go to, like, say Houston, or
The
you
Philly
go to
special.
you go to like Kansas City and ask them who won the first Super Bowl for the Eagles. They won't remember.
The Philly special is now one of the most iconic plays in Super Bowl history, and
Answer-
everyone will know.
answer Carlin's que- answer Carlin's question.
I just gave you an example, but it doesn't matter. Nick Foles is well known around the league.
Ask the
He
intern.
is.
You know who won who the quarterback was? See?
That's not Nick Foles. It's
That's
a different
right.
circumstance.
It's a backup quarterback.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's
the
not.
run they went on, it's a more historical run, especially in this
We'll
town.
allow the intern to look it up. That's what he's here for.
I'm going to look it up right now.
All right. So, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with
Nick,
it? What is
Nick,
your
Nick,
No,
Nick,
it's
I
a
think
non
you're right.
sequitur. You are way off on this.
Nick,
you're way off.
You're right because we are Philadelphia. It's in
a
our blood,
different
okay?
scenario.
But he's saying you go down to New Orleans, you go to Houston, and you say, "Hey, remember when the Eagles? Who was that quarterback?" 9
They'll
out of 10
remember Nick
people-
Foles.
No, they won't, Bill.
Yes, they will.
I don't
Nick Foles will be remembered in this town for years to come.
Yeah, he will.
And it's not an NFL thing. It's a Eagles
But
thing.
it's not
it doesn't
worth-
matter
no.
what anyone else does.
You're
an
being so
Eagles thing.
biased.
How is that biased?
Because Mike Carlin just asked you who was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay.
That doesn't matter.
Hold on, let me finish my thought.
How does that matter?
I'm going to prove it to you. He asked you a question.
It has nothing to do with another team.
I have a great way to do this. When
All
we
right.
go to break, we're going to come up. We're going to call someone live that lives in
okay.
another state.
In another state.
And we're going to say, "Hey, who was the quarterback?" And we're going to see live on
That
if
doesn't
they-
matter.
Oh, you
It
just
has-
said everybody knows them.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna call.
It only matters in
I'm
Philadelphia.
gonna call a friend of mine from like Florida.
Text in
An old-
609-403-0973.
He doesn't- If you live out of state, and
Billy,
you're not an Eagles fan,
you guys are totally missing the mark here. Totally
how do we
missing.
miss the mark?
Because it's a Philadelphia thing. It's a Philadelphia championship. It doesn't matter the rest of the NFL. It doesn't matter when other. This is a different
Right,
town.
I get what you're saying.
When it comes
I get you.
to sports.
Right, I
this
get
was
what-
the first Super Bowl in Philadelphia sports history. The fact you don't have the quarterback's number retired yet, they haven't given it out yet. He won the first one. He beat Tom Brady. He set records. I mean, what else does the guy have to do? Seriously.
Start for about 15 years.
No.
Go to numerous playoff games. He was a backup quarterback at best. I love the Nick Foles story. It was a great. I'll never forget it. But I'm not just going to give retire as number 9 because he won a Super Bowl by luck.
Honor that. You honor that.
I
That should be
honor, but
honored.
up by
You said Bucks quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Bucks quarterback in 2000.
Brad
Brad Johnson.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
That's Tampa Bay. No one cares about Tampa Bay.
Because you don't live in Tampa
Bay.
Bay. In Tampa Bay, they
So,
know him.
it's
I
great.
bet you they remember him in Tampa Bay.
That's our point.
That's
Tampa
great.
Bay, he may be in the rafters. We don't even know who he is.
You know who Terry Bradshaw is, right?
Absolutely.
You know Roger Staubach is, right?
So what?
You
This-
know,
you're
hold on.
missing-
You know
you're
Russell
missing the
Wilson. You
mark.
know Russell
You're
Wilson.
missing the mark
These
here.
quarterbacks made a name for themselves for longevity because they were great
I
for a long
agree.
time.
I'm not saying-
because they caught lightning in a bottle and won a Super Bowl.
I'm not saying put him in the Hall of Fame. I am saying just
Phil
retire.
Simms. Everybody knows who Phil Simms is.
In Eagles lore, he will be iconic forever.
Jeff Hostetler was a backup quarterback for the New York Giants.
McNabb has
that
his number
won.
retired, and he never won a thing. I'm just saying.
You know what? 609-403-0973. Text in. You want him in or not? Because I don't want him. I mean, I love Nick Foles, but let me preface this by saying I love Nick Foles, but I don't think he should be where his number should be.
Always an exception to the rule.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the Second Hour Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Let me tell you about La Scala's Beach House. Boy, I'll tell you what, they have great food down there. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw, and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan, again and again. Call Lenigan, again and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's back! It's Bennett Chevy's most popular event, March Markdowns for the entire month of March. So get to Bennett right now for savings up to 20%. That's right, you get up to 20% off. That's because Bennett sells new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee price, plus gives you all the rebates. So get to Bennett Chevy now and save even more with available 0% financing. Looking for used? Bennett Chevy is South Jersey's largest certified dealer with great savings on every single one. And during March Markdowns, you'll get a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $10,000. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And our non-commissioned sales team is the best. They're paid on your satisfaction, not your budget and how much you spend. So everybody gets our famous no pressure, friendly, and helpful service. Together, let's drive during March Markdowns at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Prime Sports has arrived. The only sports book where you can lay minus 108 instead of minus 110 on all your favorite teams. Why would you risk more to win the same amount on another sports book? I have no idea. Download the Prime Sports New Jersey app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit with up to $400 in bonus bets.
Terms and conditions apply. Real money wagers equal to deposit plus bonus required before withdrawal. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw, Mike Carlin. Boy, did we hit a nerve. You should have heard while we're on commercial break, this place blew up, didn't it, Mike?
Sure did. We got fights going on in here.
So we're trying to prove you got off StreamYard again?
Yeah.
Can you help him out, intern? Get him on StreamYard. All right. We're having a big disagreement with Nick Earnshaw. Matter of fact, my good friend and advertiser Tom Jackson just texted. He said, "Get off my lawn! No way, Nick Foles should have his number retired." The question the debate we're having is, should Nick Foles have his number retired? And Nick Earnshaw says that Yes, he should. We're saying that no, he shouldn't because just because he won a Super Bowl, he's in a backup role, caught lightning in a bottle, right? Right, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it should be retired at all. But so we have someone.
So we asked the question: Who was the quarterback for Tampa Bay when they won? And he couldn't answer. So we said that just proves the point that he's not as big. He's big here in Philadelphia, but not anywhere else.
That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters.
So I said, let's call someone that we don't know. They have no idea we're calling them. We're going to give them a question, and we're going to see if they can answer it.
All right.
And on the phone, I believe.
Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in to the locker room former Yankees outfielder Bobby Brown. Good morning, Bobby.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
We are. I'll tell you what, we're getting heated. The Eagles conversation, Bobby, in this area. It's unbelievable. It's great. We won the Super Bowl, and the conversation can just keep going on and on and on.
And Bobby, tell the listeners who's your team when it comes to the NFL football.
It's the Commanders.
Okay. All right. So that's perfect.
So
you even know our division. If I asked you, who was the starting quarterback the first time the Eagles won it back in year
2017?
2017. Can you name him?
Won what?
Who
was our starting quarterback
when they won the Super Bowl in 2017 for the Eagles?
That was Nick Foles.
Oh! Bobby, you're killing me.
That's all right, Bobby. He's being honest. That's cool. But maybe because Bobby's he lives in Virginia. Okay. That's not that far away.
Oh, now we're making excuses.
Hey, Bobby, man, you had a great year, a great career playing for the New York Yankees. Talk to us a little bit about some fond memories you had at Yankee Stadium.
Well, again, just the walking in to that stadium, even going to for a game or getting ready for a game or whatever, just the atmosphere of the Yankee Stadium is something that everybody needs to witness because I'm telling you, it is nothing like walking into that stadium and playing on that field back in the day. It was just, it was just historic. No matter what you did or how you did it, you had that title of a Yankee. And once you had a title of a Yankee, it never leaves you. And I was just grateful after my career, battling up and down, traded, released, and all of that type of stuff, and to get a chance to play up there and to play into the World Series against the Dodgers, it was just a great joy. And then so Yankee Stadium is nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
Nah.
Hey, Bobby, quick question for you. Tell the people, what was it like? Because from an outsider, you always heard so much about the owner, Steinberg. Oh, Steinberg this, Steinberg that.
Steinbrenner.
What was he really like with you, with the players?
He wanted the best for you. He would go through the roof for you. He would support you and your family. If you was going through difficulties or crisis, he was a gentleman's gentleman. But he do not accept losing no kind of way.
He's a winner, man.
He don't accept losing. He don't accept it. He's just a gentleman's gentleman because he would take care of your family. If your family had crisis, sickness, or illness or whatever, he was just there for you.
Hey, Bobby, real quick before we let you go, spring training's coming to an end. What's this time of year do to you? You get all pumped up still for baseball?
I used to do it, and not as much now. I get the feeling when they talk about the spring training opening, I get the internal feelings of what it's like going to the spring training, hooking up with all of the players again, whether it be on your team or in the league. But now I watch a lot of games, but I really focus on the league after the All-Star break because all of the boys go home and the men show up.
All right, Bobby. Listen, man, we really appreciate you settling the score for us, and maybe we'll get you on again and we'll make a whole interview with you. We'll talk baseball.
Have a blessed one, my friend.
All right, there he is on the Toms River Volkswagen, Bobby Brown. All right, so he knew, but he lives not too far away. He's in our division. All right, let's call Chris on.
I will a little bit. I got a bunch of texts I got to read off. All right, so someone texted in. The first one said, would you retire Nick Foles' number before the win? I think you would said absolutely. So if they won, like going into the game, right? If someone asked you, "Hey, would you retire Nick Foles Nick Foles' number if they do win this game? Would you?" And he says, "I think he would have said absolutely."
All right, we're gonna call my next. We're gonna call my next buddy because he lives in Florida. He's been in Florida his whole life. I met him in college. He loves football. He knows I played football with him in college, so he'll be a true test. Because I think Bobby was in. He's in the.
I'm 1-0 right now. Just so you know.
Go call my buddy Chris Allman.
I will.
All right.
All right. Dan in the HT. No one should ever wear number 9 ever.
God.
Ever.
Read the other ones. He's only reading his. He's only reading his side.
Foles definitely in. Jeff from Summers Point.
Oh my God.
And then I have one text. No. I'm winning right now. I'm just saying.
Call Chris Allmack.
I will.
We'll because Chris is an honest, like, not that Bobby's not honest, but he lives further away. And, I know Nicky's on his high horse right now. He's feeling good about that. But Bobby knew. But that's because he's in the same division.
Yeah. Washington.
Washington, right?
And we're only talking,
And it was only, 2017, 18?
Years ago. Yeah.
So it wasn't like all that long ago. I just don't think that Nick Foles warrants his number to be retired.
No.
Like right now, 26 is.
You can put him in the ring. Put his name up.
Put him in his name in the ring.
That's fine.
He's got a statue out front of the stadium.
Let him come out and do the coin flip as a captain, honorary.
And it's only the only person who could ever wear number 9 again. It's only going to be somebody that's either a really a quarterback with a high draft pick, like a number 1 draft pick.
Or if we bring a veteran in that's had a hell of a career.
Right.
Matter of Aaron Rodgers wanted to come to the
Or how about Drew Brees? Wasn't he number 9? Say if they brought in Drew Brees, he would wear number 9.
So if Aaron Rodgers said, you know what, my last 2 years, I want to be a backup for the Eagles, and if someone gets hurt,
9.
I can come in, but I have to wear number 9. You're going to say no to Aaron Rodgers?
No, I mean,
I don't know how you'd say no.
I mean, in Philadelphia, I get it for but I don't know. You can't give. Because now Jalen Hurts, if he wins another one, he's already been in 2 Super Bowls. He's won 1, he lost 1. His number's going to be retired.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
He seems like he's going to be around for a long time.
All right, we got him.
We got him? All right, he's going to call him on the other side. He's having problems with the other phone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that was what sparked this whole conversation. You just said who was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right.
No one knows.
All right. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room a good friend of mine who went to college at Leeds McRae. We played football together down there. Chris Allmack. Good morning, Chris.
Hey there.
Hey.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
And I know you're an Eagles fan because during the season you text me and you keep up with what's going on. But you live all the way down in Florida. You're a big Dolphins fan, correct?
Oh, yeah. Back in 72. That's the golden year.
All right, Chris. In 2017 and 18, the Eagles played in Super Bowl 52. Who was our quarterback? Can't look it up, Chris. We don't want you looking it up.
No, I'm not looking up.
Be honest.
It wasn't Hurts.
Does he watch football?
Yes, he does.
He played it.
He played football in college.
Nothing.
He went to Coral Gables High School.
Oh, that's a big
Can you name him?
Yeah.
It's okay if you can't.
It's okay if you can't, Chris. We're trying to prove a point.
Yeah, Jason Hurts.
Jason Hurts.
Oh, God.
No.
Jason Hurts.
No.
I mean.
But if you did ask this gentleman, if you said, listen, who won the Super Bowl last year?
Yeah, who was our quarterback for the Eagles when they just
won? He can name them all.
Jalen Hurts was a quarterback, right?
Right.
Jalen Hurts.
You just gave him the answer.
Okay, no, but
he knew
who
that.
won the Super Bowl the year before? What team? Before the Eagles, who won it?
Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Who was their quarterback?
Mahomes.
The year before that, who was their quarterback? I bet you.
Gotta let him answer.
I bet you can go all.
Well,
the way back.
he knows his stuff.
So
Chris, you still can't name who the quarterback was for us that beat Tom Brady. We beat the Patriots.
2017, 2018, Chris.
I love it. See, this just proves our point.
Yeah.
Chris, we're going to tell you who it is.
Well, I am always happy to prove a point. Yeah. That's why I wear a hat.
Tell
Chris,
him who it was.
It was Nick Foles. You remember the Philly special play?
That was it.
That's it.
So would you retire his number now if they said, hey, we're thinking about retiring? Would you be for that? You know how big it is to retire a number. Would you retire Nick Foles' number for what he did?
Absolutely not.
Hey, Chris, I love you, brother. Hey, listen, thanks, Chris, for being a good sport. Enjoy. I know you're down there in South Florida where the weather's beautiful. Enjoy it, and we love the pictures that you send us.
I think you guys should call me every week.
All right, there he is. Thanks, Chris. There he is, Chris Allmack on the Townsville Volkswagen Sports Hotline. He's a big football fan. Big Miami Hurricanes fan.
Jason Hurts.
No, he's just messing around.
Jason Hurts.
But he didn't know.
But Nick, did you get my point? We can go back to next.
It doesn't
last 8
matter.
Years.
That's my point. That means nothing.
So I understand his argument. He's saying it doesn't matter, just in Philadelphia. But it's not that big of a deal, like for him to warrant retiring his number.
Tom from Margate. St. Nick's number should be retired by the Eagles. I've read every text so far.
Everybody gets a trophy.
How is that getting a trophy?
What about Jalen Hurts? If he continues another 5 years, he's going to get his number retired.
Absolutely.
Jason Kelsey's going to get his number retired.
Absolutely.
Brandon Graham's going to get his number retired. Chuck Bednarik has his number retired.
Only 9 numbers in the history of Philadelphia Eagles are retired. Just saying. I think the guy who won the Super Bowl, who won Super Bowl MVP for the very first time in the existence of the franchise, should have his number retired.
Does Dawkins believe?
Dawkins probably gets his number retired.
It is.
Cox again.
We're going to keep going. Keep going.
Lane
Johnson's going to get his number retired. You got to really.
It's the golden age of Philadelphia Eagles football. I mean, you got to honor those players that were here and that had a massive impact on the team.
All right, we're having a lot of fun, but we got to continue this because we're running out of time.
We need a commercial break.
All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they'll have private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
At Sturdy Savings Bank, they're making it easier for first-time homebuyers with up to $30,000 in grant assistance through the 2025 Homebuyer Dream Grant Program. Sturdy Savings Bank will provide professional guidance, mortgage options, and all the tools for your Homebuyer Dream Program grant of up to $30,000. Visit SturdyOnline.com. That's SturdyOnline.com. Subject to program eligibility and credit approval. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 410428.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. That means win or lose, every bet you place brings you closer to the type of perks only Caesars can offer. So download the app using promo code RADIODYW and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 10 bets. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $25,000 per bet. Prop boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. For terms, Caesars.com/promos. If you or someone has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio. Nick Earnshaw, Mike Carlin, Billy Schweim. Go ahead, Nick. We got a funny text message.
Yeah, we got some great texts coming in. We got Tony from AC. Schweiner definitely told that guy to say that, or that guy does not know football.
No, I didn't. He's from South Florida. I haven't talked to him in years. We text each other.
Wait. Nick Foles definitely deserves to have his jersey retired. Legend.
Lovers.
I love it.
Oh, my God.
If you tell the story of the Philadelphia Eagles, you can't not talk about number 9, Nick Foles.
I believe in that. I believe exactly.
And that's
what you
why
said.
That's a true statement, but he just doesn't. I mean, he's put him in a ring of honor.
That doesn't mean you retire his number.
I know.
You can't.
A statue out in front with a Philly special.
How many Foles jerseys do you see going to games?
See a lot.
Tons. And you will see it for the rest of eternity. That is an iconic jersey in the
All right, let me
history
ask you
of the
this
team
question,
now.
Nick. If Nick Foles started the whole season, you think that 2017-18 team would have been in the Super Bowl? Because let's face it, Carson Wentz had a phenomenal 11 games.
That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with
He
it.
paved the way for him.
It's great.
I don't think the Eagles go that far with Nick Foles in it for the whole season.
What about the other year when he had 28 touchdowns? He also threw 7 touchdowns in one game.
Wow.
His passer rating. I mean, I'm just saying.
He had a good 2-year run.
And he was a Super Bowl MVP. He could have won. He could have won the Super Bowl. Not been Super Bowl MVP. Not had that great of a game.
All right, I'm done with you.
I'm just saying.
You got any more texts?
I do have one more. I do have one for Trent Dilfer. This was a text from Danny HT. He's saying Trent Dilfer threw for 100 yards in the Super Bowl. Foles outplayed Tom Brady. There's a big difference.
All right. Well, then this debate will never be settled
until they retire his
You
number.
coming in next Saturday, Carlin?
I can be
Still
here.
right, because
I'm leaving for Florida Monday. I'm home Thursday.
All right, we'll have you back in next Saturday because the tournament's still going on.
Yes, sir.
As always, Nikki, thank you so much. I want to thank, Fran Dunphy, thank you so much.
Absolutely. So great.
That was great, and what an illustrious career he had.
And not just a coach, just a gentleman. There's
Thanks
not that many gentlemen.
Thanks to P.J. Corda, Mr. Negadelphia, and of course Bobby Brown and Chris Allmack joined us today to help us try to settle the score. Tomorrow, by the way, we'll be down at the Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill. Fran McLaughlin from the Philly Pretzel Factory is buying everybody that mentions the locker room a couple drinks between 1 and 2 o'clock. Come on down. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be back at it tomorrow with my locker room youth movement. We'll see you tomorrow right here on 97.3 ESPN.